Tonight's program will feature strong adult language and situations. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am MIkal++.
And I am Kip.
And I would like to welcome you to the Try Hard stream, Showmatch Spotlight. Looks like this week we are on Gully Wash, and we have Kimberlite Council, that's Klite versus Blunderful, BFL. And, yeah, Kip, who's on Kimberlite?
Alright, for Kimberlite, for Scout, we have Kill 'Em All, Soldier is Nubstep, Pyre is Huini, Demo Man is Steel Python, Heavy is Ross, Engineer is Argo, Medic is 4-4, Sniper is FaZe, and Spy is Patap. I think he goes by Room Pata, so he kind of shortened it for this, so I appreciate.
Awesome. Yeah, no, as always, Try Hard stream policy. You tag up as something goofy, we're gonna call you that. So we don't care if it's your name or not, we're calling you what you're tagged.
And I just now got the 404 thing for the medic.
Yep.
It's pretty cute, pretty clever.
Well, it looks like we have a Blunderful here. On the Scout there, that's going to be Use of Toaster. Their Soldier is Frank. Pyro is Satan, Hail Satan. Inryu is their Demo Man. Heavy is Sir Squid. Engineer is Pluttergub. Medic Penguin Ninja. Chemist is their Sniper. And Degreaser, Spy, I can't read, I'm illiterate. I'm just whispering things the producer tells me in the ear.
Alright, I think it's Digressor.
Digressor, there it is. That
likes
makes
to
a
go
lot
on
more sense.
tangents, lots of tangents, so they digress a lot, apparently. But I think my favorite member is Pluttergub from Blunderful, which is just a lot of fun to say.
I don't know, there's always Satan. Hail Satan!
That's true, that's true.
So yeah, we're on Gully Wash, 5 CP, there's 5 points. You gotta control all of them to win, and we'll see how it plays out. But right now, I wanted to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors here. Couldn't do any of this without Open Broadcaster Software, Twitch TV, and of course the support of viewers like you. We appreciate every viewer, subscriber, so be sure you click that subscribe button, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're watching this. And it looks like we have word from the teams now. We are ready to go live as the Demo Men are, getting ready to do their rollouts.
Those jets, they're hot. Let's not cool them. Let's see this rollout here from the demos. Of course, going to be able to get out there fast. And like you said, these are some of the top players in Highlander, so they should know this rollout pretty well. We're seeing Honor actually a little late.
Oh,
and,
but it doesn't matter because Use of Toaster comes in on Steel Python, takes him down immediately. No demo on the blue side. That hurts.
Yeah, not having that heavy damage output demo on mid at Gully Wash is going to be pretty significant. We'll see if Blue can recover from that. And actually, it looks like they're putting down a lot of damage without him. 4 down right now for Blunderful.
Wow, what Demo Man, huh? Meanwhile, Inryu is doing a lot of good damage of himself and actually takes down a sentry gun from really long range. So neither team has put a lot of time on this point. Right now, Spy comes and takes the medic. Oh. Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, that was Room Patapat with a nice backstab right there, so no more medic. That's going to buy 4 for a nice Uber advantage. And you can see that little charge going up. When he gets to 100, he'll be able to pop that invulnerability and be all that he can be.
Not just him, but the person he's healing too. And it looks like Blunderful has actually not decided to pull out here, and as you can see, Klite is taking advantage of that. A couple of red members still kind of stayed around in mid-fight and outstayed their welcome, and blue team with the heals of their medic is now pretty free to challenge this without worrying about too many losses on their side, so...
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty significant because all those red players continue to pile onto mid. That means they won't be able to set up a defense on second right here, and that's what we're seeing. Red is just continuing to be pushed back into this area right here we call the lobby that's behind this this door right here.
Yeah, Scout there, Kill 'Em All on the blue team going very deep into the red team and holding him back, using the Uber charge and vulnerability to manipulate the positioning of his opponents, make sure that they can't walk forward, so good job there. And oh wow, nice little spawn camp on the teleporter by Tap again, getting Satan, so Pyro getting stabbed by a Spy never feels good.
Yeah, you don't want that one on your highlight reel, well, not for the Pyro at least.
I was gonna say, I guess if you're the Spy, it doesn't really, it doesn't hurt.
It looks pretty good for those future employers. Anyway, Red trying again to come out here to second, but again in like 1 or 2 at a time, but they do finally manage to get a coordinated push. Penguin Ninja with that 100% Uber carrying his team right now, and about 4 down right now for Klite as they just did get respawns. And we saw Nubstep right there. The Soldier trying to go in for a bomb to force that Uber, force that pop out of position, but did not happen right there. And that's one thing you'll see a lot for soldiers on Gully Wash. They'll just perform that kind of roaming role. I like to call them rangers because that sounds a little cooler.
And it looks like red team is opting to hold this big garage, whereas blue team, you can see them off in the background if they're in the choke, but they do have players who have spotted the bulk of the red team, so they should be getting communications pretty soon. Yep, looks like they started to send the demo, spamming pills off, and now they're going to go and respond to that in kind, send their team right over there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So we'll probably see they'll have a low KDA, which is kill-death ratio right there, but we're actually seeing the blue push in through the garage right now. Both teams have these Ubers, neither has popped. So interesting aggression right here from Klite. And it's actually pushing Blunderful back. They have not popped, which is also interesting. So we see some interesting actions right here. Finally,
that's a crit screen.
That's why they didn't pop. They knew that blue had an Uber and their crits would not be able to withstand that. Steel Python, though, did get some stickies up there, and Penguin Ninja went down with that crit, so when you lose your medic, you lose those crit stickies.
Yep, and there goes Frankie trying to jump in on the blue medic this time. But yeah, when you've got the crit screen like that, it's almost more advantageous to die in that situation and reset the Ubers so you can go back to the medigun, because if you get stuck in crit screen holding last, it's just not going to happen. So right now, blue team looks like they know they have a pretty tight window to push in, as they have a very small Uber advantage, and they do have a local player advantage, so they've got a really brief window of opportunity where they can push into red here. Pretty uncontested, and we'll see if they can capitalize on it.
We got some interesting fat scout action, and that means the heavy is running to shotgun instead of his medigun. That was a Roth. And actually, Roth did go down right there, a flare from Satan, so not sure about what... There you go, Hail Satan and his flares.
You know, I didn't think I was going to get a Hail Satan out of you all cast, so I'm going to just play that on loop over and over again. That's going to be our new commercials. Kip saying, Hail Satan!
Oh boy, that's not going to come back to haunt me. Anyway, the quick push from blue, that aggression did not allow the Ooh, we have actually a popped Uber right here, forced out of there, and that's going to put Klite way out of position. They're not going to be able to do a nice solid push here, but Steel Python doing the best that he can, taking down the mini sentry, but goes down on the point, did not have the backup and support from the rest of his team. And here we do have the crits popped.
You can really see how eager they are to just run out into the point and get that damage in. As soon as they pop that Uber, everyone moved forward on Klite, but they ran into a brick wall of red players, and they were just there to stop him. Now, it actually looks like Penguin Ninja, we were talking about the crit speed earlier, has not switched off of it.
Right.
So we'll see how he makes that work for himself. That's actually a very interesting decision.
Interesting would also be the word I use.
I hesitate to call it a mistake. These guys are the professionals, but, you know, it's not my first choice. Oh, nice close range headshot by Kenneth onto FaZe. What was FaZe even doing back there? That's not his point.
Right. Oh, but Kempis gets another nice headshot with 2 HP left. He is just rolling right here, trying to get Demo Man. Will probably not be able to survive for too much longer without some aid.
Yeah, but Jesus, you could breathe on him wrong and he'd go down. 2 hit points. That's nothing. I feel like I could hit you for 2 hit points. Not you specifically. Oh man, see, there we go. Now we're 1 for 1 for saying stupid shit. Awesome. Good cast. Woo!
Sounds good. Crits popped. Argo taken down though right there. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Heavy going down to a headshot, so that turns off that crits immediately. And Red not able to push forward with anything like that. And of course we're seeing this second mid fight, but it's a little weird. It's a little derpy right now.
Alright, well not only that, the thing about the second mid fight, blue team has the midpoint controlled, so they get, whenever they spawn, they're spawning much closer to what's their second point. So they're able to reinforce significantly quicker than the red team is. So if red team doesn't have a really fast aggressive push, then they just can't, you know, connect mid. So ooh, good jump there out of Frank, but not enough damage to finish your medic.
But that is exactly the role we were talking about earlier, that just get by yourself, try to get behind the lines, and try to make something happen. You know, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to make it happen, but that one time, it's going to be huge. So
good. Another crit screen going off now for the red team, and blue team just pops their Uber in response, so yeah, that's not really what you want to see happen when you're running a crit screen, but Penguin Ninja is going to have a small Uber advantage, able to surmount the crits advantage, with the crits advantage, as it does charge faster, so...
Yeah, and it looks like it was only Heavy and Medic up there when the crits was popped, so the rest of the team was able to stay back at the last point and really pick up a good defense right there. We do have Blue Engineer trying to get something going with a mini sentry gun up top. We'll see if Enryu can. Nope. Enryu goes down right there, actually. Argo, the Engineer shotty kill. Love that.
Very nice. Always love to see engineers doing hard work. I think they're probably the least appreciated class in the game.
Absolutely. I think we're 2 Engineer players, aren't we? 2 NG mains? Oh yeah, totally. Well then, what do you think about this mini defense here at last?
I'm always a fan of the mini because the 25 hit points you get from the gunslinger is really worth any, and the level 3, with a team like this, it's not going to stop him, it's only going to slow him down. So right now we actually see a really big push coming out of blue, and they move straight onto the point, and actually red is really weak looking right now. They don't have a lot of players up, they do pop the crits, but the medic goes down immediately to a rocket, and yeah, that's it, that's first round for Klite.
A nice last push right there. Pretty average time right there for Gullywash. Usually runs about 6-8 minutes for one round, I would say. So doing well, and definitely Blunderful so not out of this yet. These rounds can go much faster than 8 minutes, obviously.
Absolutely, I think the quickest you can go is like a minute 30 is like theoretical quickest. I mean, obviously it doesn't happen very often, but this is TF2, you never know. Oh, nice rocket launcher going across the front of the screen there as we are at mid again. And yeah, Heavy's rolling on the point. Klite being very aggressive this mid fight and really taking a lot of ground very quickly.
Taking a lot of damage too, but they're dealing more like that. Only 4 up right now, 5 down for whoa. Red is just bleeding players right now. Blunderful, significant loss there at mid, and Heavy's going to try to escape right here, but he will not get far. According to Nubstep, and no, Sir Squiddy is denied.
Right, it looks like Nubstep is not giving that up there. He's standing back in the box. Alliance gets a 1-2 rockets with the engineer, has 3 hit points left, and a butter knife takes him down. Ooh, and some spy on spy action. That's nice. Good vengeance there.
Yeah, I love to see that. Love to see that.
Spy on spy action. So right now, looks like Klite is in a very familiar position. They're pushing Blunderful all the way back to their last. They're going to take the second point without too much contested, defense. And yeah, Blunderful really has to form up a defense here if they want to be able to push out. Now we are about halfway through the match. There's 10 minutes left, just over 10.5 minutes left. It is of course a 20-minute timer that is counting down to 0. So first, or whichever team has the most points at the end of that 20 minutes is the winner for the day.
Now, the thing about Gullywash, though, is so easy to get domino caps, just one cap after another, and the defensive team doesn't really have time to set up. So this is definitely not over for Blunderful right now.
I hate to interrupt you, though. We have an Uber push coming in, and it looks like Klite actually is a little bit early, and they split a couple times with that Uber, so it fades as they get on the point, and Frank does a really big, meaty jump out to the point and kills everyone on it, so good job there out of Frank, really being a hero for his team, and that's going to signal the push out of Blunderful. They're trying to shift the momentum back into their favor here.
5 CP momentum is everything, especially for Highlander. Once you get that movement forward, you don't want it to stop. You don't want that stalemate action. You don't want that to set in at all. That's definitely what Blunderful's trying to avoid right here, but running into some trouble with this bombing soldier. And Nubstep looks like will get away as he was just trying to do some action. Did end up taking down use of Toaster's scout.
But good job by Penguin Ninja there, backing out as soon as the point was captured, knowing there's going to be some inbound aggression. And right now he has the Uber popped and ready to go, so let's see if they can come in and take mid off of this. Inryu throwing out a lot of damage, gets Steel Python, but just can't connect with any of those other pills, and it looks like he doesn't have any stickies loaded either. Pretty successful Uber, all things considered. They've got the ground they need. Let's see if they can put the time on the point before Blue Team screams back in here, though.
Will that be enough to secure this second mid-fight for Wonderful? And it doesn't look like it's so far.
And with that, it actually looks like most of Klite is down, so Blunderful, they really don't have any reason left not to take this point, but actually somehow they've decided to let all their players die. I think they went in one at a time into the meat grinder, and Better DM came out on top, so...
We saw Klite using the crits right there, and I think they're still on that Metagun. So interesting news, taking a page out of Blunderful's book, and really not successfully used right there. Popped it on the scout, who was not able to get too many kills. So we have yet to see the proper use of the crits, I would say.
Right, well, all of Red Team here is pushed pretty close in this tight big door choke, and Frank is actually going to jump in on the medic one more time, and this time he gets him! Yeah, Frank! Great job there.
Finally pays off. He did die, but definite aggression went in favor of his team as medic is down, going to buy a Penguin Ninja some nice Uber advantage as Penguin Ninja is still on that regular Metagun.
So on the Satan cam now, looks like he's looking for spies. He might have gotten the word there is one around. Good reflex, keeping the choke nice and clear, and yeah, he's definitely hunting for something. There's been a call somewhere. There it goes. Finds the spy, catches him out, sets him on fire. That's all you really need to do as a pyro. Let everyone know where the spy's at, and they'll take care of the rest.
There's a lot of controversy, though, about how to play Pyro and Highlander. But anyway, we do have a pop for Blunderful, trying to push through this choke, having a hard time as we see Power and Pyro battle, and with that Air Blast, they're just kind of doing an awkward dance where neither of them can get through. Finally, Blue Pyro does go down right there.
Right, well, right now, that Uber charge has put Penguin Ninja in a very awkward position as he is sitting at only 12% Uber and 50 hit points. He's got to get out of there pretty quick now. Blue Team's going to be pushing him very soon.
Oh, not able to, taking a pill from Steel Python. And Klite looking pretty good right now with 100% Uber. Don't have a lot of players though, but they're going to push anyway. Oh, they have the crits again, that's right.
Yeah, and really when you've got everyone up, when you've got the core of your team up like that, the Demo, the Heavy, the Soldier, and the Medic, that's really all you need for a push. The rest of it, that's just window dressing. So the core of the team is there, they're ready to push out. Wow, nice backstab by the Aggressor.
Dead's gonna shut down. They had a Chris right there. They're trying to move in and take down Enryu, but shut down. Roth went down. Oh, but here's a little more revenge. Love to see that.
Followed by some Pyro and Pyro action. A little air blast right click, and with that, looks like Klite's going to stabilize, and Blunderful is going to be pushed up against their last point. So, not a really comfortable position to be in, and we do see a blue spice sneak in right there, but I think he got spotted.
Yeah, and this is a familiar position for Blunderful. Seems like every time we look up, they're trying to defend last right here, but they have been doing a good job pushing out and not really settling in too much.
Right. Now, one thing to note, like you said, even though the rounds have been slow up to this point, they can go extremely quickly. It takes about 1:30, I think, to capture all 5 points from mid, so I guess 3 minutes would be the fastest theoretical time between your pushback to last. So they have plenty of time to take the round and another one after that, so it's still very much anybody's game at this point, but we'll see now as Klite is pushing in with the Crits Creek, and Penguin Ninja is going to go ahead and pop his Uber in response.
Yeah, and if there's one thing I learned in elementary school math, that is Uber is greater than crits.
They're teaching that in school now?
Yeah, they do. It was a very progressive school.
Wow, my schooling sucked. We learned books and shit. Like, that's... Oh, kids these days, no wonder they're so, annoying and crappy at everything. Meanwhile, though, Enryu is sticking up the choke, gonna try to cut off those reinforcements on the blue side so we can capture this point with his team. And looks like he's gonna have some support from the sniper at least, so... There it is, a couple people trickling in, and yeah, they are going to take it. So Blunderful really trying to shift the momentum back in their favor with only 5 minutes left to go. They've got to move quick here. They can't really stall it out.
Klite now back on the regular metagun, which I think is a good idea. The Squitch just has not been working this game for either team. Time to play it vanilla, time to play it old school with that regular Uber charge.
Yeah, well, the crits is really more about surprise, and it's really hard to surprise someone on Gully Watch. There's so many angles to watch, and Demo goes down to a backstab.
That was a surprise.
There it is, yeah. So, but yeah, like I was saying, when you don't have that surprise element of the crits creek, it's really easy to play against it. You get 1 or 2 good crits creeks, oh my gosh, you kill everyone, and then after that, the team knows just kind of hang back, force the crits, move forward, pop your Uber, have it ready, slow push it, etc., etc. So. Speaking of slow push though, Klite now ready to push out as they do have the Uber charge, and there was about 15 seconds there where the red medic, Penguin Ninja, did have the Uber charge hot and ready to go and just didn't pop it, so kind of a squandered opportunity there, which you really can't afford to do with this much time left. And you dropping down the hole, coming right back up.
I've dropped down that hole so many times accidentally.
Yeah.
It's a killer.
Now, did you know you can build a dispenser there, stand on it, and then build a little mini sentry up there and just kind of sneak away? Yeah, a little
the
tricky
things you learn.
Engineer play.
Here we have
Uber saving the Heavy right there. Just pops it right as soon as the medic spotted the spy behind his back, and they splits to a Pyro, which is again going to nullify this Uber charge pretty completely with just 1 or 2 right clicks.
But again, the spy coming in and just shutting it down as soon as the Uber wore off. Pata Tap was there to take out Sir Squid. Got to buy his team a little bit of advantage, but Steel Python going down right after that, so kind of no more in his advantage.
Right, and it looks like actually the sniper was down for a long time there too, so without a heavy or a sniper, there's just not a lot of reason to not walk on the corner when you know where the demo min is. You can just go to the other side and say there's not a trap there. So Klite actually, that is going to be a good signal for them to push there as they do realize they have a small advantage, and yeah, Blunderful is going to make the smart decision and pull back, not, fight a fight they can't win in this position.
They're playing smart right now, but they're running out of time, so they can't afford to play too much smarter. They just have to get reckless and push and be crazy, I think.
Exactly. It's definitely a time to stop being all that smart talking and just go kill them all. Oh, and it looks like the sniper on Kimmis manages to force the Uber out of blue, and with that is really going to stifle Klite's push. You could tell they really wanted to get in there. They had a small Uber advantage. They were poised to push, and they just couldn't get there in time. They wasted their Uber, so now they might have a little problems pushing the last, as Blunderful is pushing back into them with their own Uber charge, their own set of invincible players.
Yeah, we do see a little aggression on the point, but it's just Sniper. Oh, actually, here comes a heavy, but he is on literally fire, so will probably not last too long. Oh, we have the dead! Penguin!
Ninja getting the kill with the needle!
Oh, sometimes you can't depend on your players to do it. You just have to do it yourself. You just gotta do it yourself.
What am I even on this team for, guys? Honestly, why am I playing medic, right? Right? Am I right?
I'll do it myself, I guess.
Gosh, and Steel Python is pushed so close up to this corner. It seems like a soldier or a demo could really punish that. And yeah, actually, it looks like he. Oh, he does. He's killing someone. Oh, good pass, though. The second backstab and a third on the scout. All three players. That's a third of the blue team. Actually, third of the red team down by blue. And 404 is sitting with an Uber charge again, while Penguin Ninja is just now coming up from spawn. So,
wow.
Talk about uncomfortable positions for Blunderful.
Yeah, this is not where they want to be, and indeed here comes the Uber charge in. Flashed around, so it is going to go a little bit faster, but oh yeah, Penguin Ninja caught out of position right there, and he goes down immediately, but Blue is losing a lot of players and not getting enough kills to make this worth it. Satan is on the point again, checking for spies. Oh yeah, gotta hail Satan.
Hail Satan. But yeah, no, importantly there, looks like the blue medic did go down as well, so without a medic on either side, it's going to be pretty hard for, you know, either team to really do anything but stabilize their positions. And with only 45 seconds now, this is really, like, Blunderful has got to be on the front lines. I guess they aren't paying attention to the clock, or they might not be cognizant of it, but yeah, there's just not enough time to be playing like this. Only 30 seconds now to really move all the way to last, so...
Blue Spy right there getting another 2Ks, 2 stabs in a row, and I think he's having the same mentality as the medic, like, well, I guess I have to do it all. Since my team's not doing it, I'll just kill, you know, a third of the team.
Everybody. Right, so, yeah, Blunderful pushed very hard up the last in 15 seconds. It does not look like they're going to be able to pull anything off of this. The blue team actually has a teleporter set up on them, so as they lose players, they're able to reinforce right to the front lines almost instantaneously. You don't even have to walk, just kind of stand on a little pallet. It takes you where you need to go.
At this point, their victory would be defending the last right here, and it looks like they will be able to do it, but doesn't matter. They lost one round, so Klite wins 1-0.
Right, well, that's Gully Wash. And hey, what is a Gully Wash? Like...
You know what? I'm not sure. Well, I think you wash your gullies in it, so,
okay. Well, I feel clean. Do you?
I feel absolutely clean.
Awesome. Well, what a great match. Blunderful and Klite, two great Highlander teams, really showing us the way it's done. Very methodical pushing out of both of them. Klite just had more aggression, slightly better DM, even though I'd say Blunderful probably had... it seemed like they were more comfortable on the map, and they had the tactics, they had plans, they were, you know, in the good positions, they knew when to pull out, but they just didn't get the kills they needed when they needed them, so...
I agree. Yeah, still well played both sides.
Indeed. Well, I guess that's going to basically do it for us at the Tryhard stream. Once more, if you're not following us already, be sure to hit that follow or subscribe button if you're on Twitch or YouTube or wherever you're looking at us at. And yeah, until next time, I'm MIkal++.
And I am Kip.
Have a great night.